Welcome back to Let's Narcissism Super Mario Blue Twilight DX. Something I've been touching on here and there but haven't really been doing a good job of explaining is a level design concept known as theming. And theming is really important for making good levels. As you'll see here, there is a theme to this ship graveyard level in that it is a water level full of ghosts. Something I've noticed, especially with like... Did I just have one health? Anyway, something I've noticed with like Mario Maker is that people tend to use everything all the time and just make like these really crummy levels that aren't really balanced or anything because they have too many enemies, they have too much like everything. And I feel like theming is a really important thing to keep in mind when making games, and this is a really good example of theming. You have this water level, and you have the disappearing ghosts, kind of like Super Mario World. There was a level near the end of the game like this. And that's kind of what I was going for, but obviously it was my own take. And my swimming mechanics here are a little janky, but again, we're talking like 10 years ago, so you're going to have to cut me a little bit of slack there. And something I actually did here in my swimming levels that Nintendo didn't do in New Super Mario Bros., I don't think. Well, I guess I didn't do it. It used to be in the old Mario games that you could hold up or down on the D-pad, and it would make you either swim faster or slower. But yeah, this is just a really good example of theming, and theming is the act of kind of like intentionally limiting yourself so that you don't flood the player with too many ideas, and they can kind of keep up with whatever you're giving them, essentially. It's kind of like a part of pacing, right? So here, I just mainly have boos. I have these boos that appear as you swim. I have some bullet bills because those are a good challenge for underwater levels. But like, there's no Goombas, there's no Koopa Troopas, there's no dry bones, there's no the red dry bones, there's none of that stuff. It's a water level, and the reason why it's a water level is because it contains water enemies, basically. It's just a water level with ghosts. Does that make any sense? I think it probably does. And there's a whole shortcut. Well, I guess there are Koopa Troopas up there, but like I was gonna say, there's a whole like separate path again here up, higher up in the level, if you wanted to completely avoid the underwater section. And to be like perfectly honest, that's actually a faster way through the level, but then you miss all these cool like water physics and things. You miss the ability to swim and see ghosts, and it kind of defeats the purpose of the level. So maybe the upper path isn't actually like that good of an idea. But that was the water level. Years ago, when my friend was proposing another version of Mario Ween that had the Super Mario Bros. 3 physics, there was going to be a boss after that level. It was a giant ghost skeleton pirate that I never got around to making. And here is the next to the last level. I guess I was wrong in that there are 7 levels normally, and then there's a secret 8th level that we'll get to a little bit later. Spoilers for a 10-year-old game that I made. But here is the 6th level, the Clock Tower. And this is just me like being like, hey, Castlevania was cool, right? I heard you like Castlevania. So let's make a Castlevania level. Except, oh no, Kamek is here. And it's like that one level in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. Actually, I think that's like a really cool idea for a level. And you can kind of see the blood moon in the background, even though it's more brown now than anything else. And I keep messing up this jump, and if you'll notice, these cogs actually move Mario just like they're supposed to. Some people find this level really hard, and I don't really know why. Kamek's dive bombing is actually really easy to time out. I feel like it's telegraphed really well, it always comes at the same intervals, it's very easy to predict. And like, that's kind of the point, right? You want these things to be easy to predict. If they weren't easy to predict, then you wouldn't be able to learn them, and it would make for just kind of a bad level. And of course, commit castling you here is foreshadowing a little bit to what the boss encounter at the end of this level is. And I'm going back here because I think... No, I guess not. There's a secret pipe in this level, and it's one of the only secret pipes in the entire game. But I don't remember where it is. I think it's this one. Yep. And that's where the secret coin is. I think when I put this in here, I regretted not putting it in more levels. Because they really needed, like, secret pipe rooms like this. Yeah, and you come out that pipe. Okay. Like I said, my memories on this level are a little fuzzy. But I also think that this is, like, the level I spent the most time creating, so... And here we are, more wall kicking, because I haven't really reminded the player of wall kicking anytime recently. And if I remember right, those spikes down there are instant kill, so you would do well to stay out of them. I mean, of course they're instant kill, right? This is a Castlevania level. See, he's so easy to avoid. I don't know why people complained that he was like such a headache. I think all my testers hated this level. I think that jump in particular was like supposed to be a really hard one that nobody liked. Oh, this is kind of a long one though. Oh, this part. Yep. Okay, yep. Okay, getting a little bit harder. I'm not going down there. Oh, let's go face the boss. I really like most of the bosses I made in this game. Some nice Tetris attack, I think? Voice clips. The only problem is that this is like another boss that is kind of dependent on RNG. Which mirror he flies to is completely random. And why he has so many mirrors, I don't think was ever answered. But, you know, besides that, this is just a nice, simple boss. It's not too complicated. It's maybe not like as telegraphed as it could be. But you know what? That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. You know, he flies out, he shoots 2 beams, and then he dive bombs you. Whoa, and then sometimes he shoots fire, and that's a Castlevania fire effect. Okay, really gotta be careful here. Come on. I think if you hang around the mirrors too much, he won't shoot, because it's kind of like, oh, he knows what you're trying to do. And what you're trying to do is get him to shoot. And then you kill the Goomba he turns into... Oh, wait. There are still Goombas up here. Oh, my goodness. There we go. I'm surprised that actually worked, given the bug we ran into with King Boo. Okay, was that 2 levels? Yeah, that was 2 levels. So I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully Camtasia or Cam Studio or whatever this is didn't freak out. The final 2 levels are coming up. Get ready, you guys. It's gonna be a thing. That's all I have to say.